What's good? It's your boy, JayThat'sMe. Monday Night Raw sucks. Monday Night Raw sucks. Monday Night Raw sucks. It is the worst wrestling show of the entire week. Every single Monday, it's the same old, rinse and repeat. Oh my God. This show fucking sucks. Absolute garbage. It's pathetic to the highest degree. Triple H and Vince, both of them should be ashamed of themselves. Both of them. Why? Because they're both to blame. You can't blame the writers. I don't get it. I don't get it. This show was a waste of 3 hours. Nothing on this show was of any importance. Even Cody, even my boy Cody couldn't save the damn show. Cody Rhodes couldn't save the show. It was awful. Even he couldn't save it. And normally, he's a bright spot. Same thing with Seth Rollins. Those two guys this week couldn't save this show. Nobody could save it. No one. Let's just go ahead and get into this miserable show. So, Monday Night Raw for August the 21st, 2023. Let's just go ahead and get into it. This show sucks. So we kick the show off with Sami Zayn. He comes out. He gets a Ole chant. The crowd's cheering him on because they are in Quebec. So, yeah. Out come the Judgment Day. They surround the ring. Sami said something in French. And then Sami asked if they really thought that he would come alone. Out comes Kevin Owens to a big pop. So, Owens ends up taking out all of Judgment Day. Then KO gets on the mic and says, it's been far too long since he had a match on Raw, so how about he and Sami Zayn against any two members from the Judgment Day? And then he said something in French, and that was it. I'm just like, oh my God. Here we go. More Judgment Day shit. More. And I'm not going to hold you guys up. I didn't even watch the main event. Didn't even watch the main event. I refuse to. Every single damn week. It's Judgment Day this, Judgment Day that. Seth Rollins this, Seth Rollins that. Kevin Owens this, Kevin Owens that. Sami Zayn this, Sami Zayn that. Seth Rollins this, Seth Rollins that. I am tired of this fucking repetitive hamster on the wheel type shit. This has been going on for months. Triple H has got to do better, man. He's got to do better. He has got to. Moving on. So, first match of the night. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle versus The New Day. So, the Viking Raiders end up getting involved. The New Day win via the Trouble in Paradise. Post-match, the Viking Raiders beat down The New Day. And I'm just like, oh my God, this sucks. Please send the Viking Raiders to ROH ASAP. ASAP. This just sucks. Continuing on. So, Jackie Redmond, she's backstage with Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So she asked JD if his presence has caused issues within the Judgment Day. JD says he hopes not, because he knows Finn Balor. He's known Finn Balor his whole life. They're like brothers, and he wants nothing but the best and hopes this all makes the Judgment Day stronger. So Finn accuses Jackie of stirring the pot and says he'll have none of it. So Finn says they beat Sami and Cody Rhodes last week thanks to JD. So if anything, And then Rhea Ripley walks up and tells Finn they need to discuss who will be in tonight's tag team main event. Katie looks to follow, but Rhea tells him that this is Judgment Day business. So JD looks on as they walk off. I'm just like, more recycled nonsense. Moving on, so we get a promo / video package by Shayna Baszler. Shayna says, "You are what you do, and what you say you'll do." She's watched these frail toy soldiers pose as opposition for far too long, and now they've got her in a vendetta kind of mood. Shayna says they don't understand. She's not here to be a hero. She's here to set it all on fire, and their only hope is to survive. Let the world burn. Okay, I'm fine with this, but it's not really that important. Shayna Baszler's main problem is what? She can't talk too well, so she needs a mouthpiece. And I can't think of anybody who's worth a damn can really be her manager. There's nobody outside of Paul Heyman, but he's tied up with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Gunther is backstage. He says the world will witness the glory of the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time tonight. Gunther says Chad Gable thinks time is the ring general's enemy, but time is his friend, because every day that passes he adds to his legacy. Gunther says that he respects Chad Gable's accomplishments, but says Chad Gable will not make a name at his expense, and his little fairy tale story will end tonight. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with the Alpha Academy. He asks Chad Gable if he has any comments before the biggest match of his career. Otis speaks up and talks about how Chad Gable helped him at the low point of his career, so tonight is his golden opportunity. Maxine Dupree says she never saw herself as an in-ring performer, but thanks to Chad Gable to make it all possible. She says Chad Gable has been working on this for 10 years, and if anyone can do the impossible, it's Chad Gable. Gable says there's only one thing left to do and say now. That's, thank you. Really good stuff there. So, Chad Gable versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable wins via countout. So he does the Chaos Theory suplex. The referee is at 8, and he's able to get back in the ring by 9. And Gunther he's not able to answer the count. So Gunther takes his first loss, which is fine. And I do think that they'll probably end up having Chad Gable defeat Gunther probably after Payback. So we got a while left to go. But this is fine. This was the right outcome. Continuing on. So post-match, Gunther and Kaiser and the rest of Imperium, they tear up the announce table. They're pissed off. They start to harass Samantha Irvin, and then she announces that Gunther is still the champion. Moving on. So Judgment Day is backstage trying to decide the team for the night's main event. Rhea asks who the team is, and Finn Balor thinks it should be him and Dominic Mysterio. Damian Priest says he and Dominic should team since he's senior Money in the Bank, and Dominic holds NXT Gold. Damian Priest asks Rhea what she thinks, but she has to deal with Candice LeRae tonight. But she tells them to figure it out before she gets back, or she'll make the decision for them. Moving on. So Gunther is backstage with Imperium. So he's ranting in German. about tonight's loss, and then he storms off. Giovanni Vinci says he's going to make things right. Ludwig Kaiser asks what Vinci is going to do. Kaiser walks off as Vinci looks around. Okay. Again, that's fine. I don't think they're going to break up Imperium at all. I really don't. I think, Gunther's getting emotional. Kind of like Roman Reigns is. Like, both of them are very emotional. Because they know that they're at the end of their reigns. And I think that before the year is up, Chad Gable will be Intercontinental Champion. It just makes the most sense, This is Triple H booking this. Like, if Chad Gable was like 5'11" or like 6'1" or 6'2", that would be fine. But he's 5'8", or no, he's like 5'6". But Chad Gable's decent. He's decent. So, again, Gunther will probably be dethroned by Chad Gable. Moving on. Byron Saxton's backstage with Cody Rhodes. So Cody asks how he feels about last week's Raw ending. Cody says Finn Balor sat on him like a piece of furniture. So he knocks JD McDonough for looking like a Funko Pop, which was funny. Cody tells Byron this setting isn't working for the interview, so Cody wants to introduce Byron to some of his friends. So they go to the arena. Fans pop. They chant Cody. Cody greets Quebec City in French, asking them what they want to talk about. Byron Saxton asks Cody Rhodes what he wants to talk about now. So Cody Rhodes welcomes Michael Cole and Wade Barrett to Raw. I don't know why he did that. Cody says, we all saw what happened last week, and what the Judgment Day does have on the side is numbers. Cody says, if there's one place the numbers game didn't help them, that would be the place up the road where Sammy and Kevin Owens are from. Cody gets the fans to pop and tells them to go louder, so he knows that they'll be in the corner of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens tonight. So Cody goes on and says he'll be watching closely tonight, and we'll see the Judgment Day rise and then fall. And I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck? This is so damn stupid. Even Cody couldn't save this damn show. Moving on. So, we get a video in subtitles by Shinsuke Nakamura explaining what he whispered into Seth Rollins' ear last week. So Nakamura says everyone is asking what he said to Seth Rollins last week. What could he possibly have said to fill Seth Rollins with fear? Nakamura says Seth Rollins is a man who acts like he has it all. He's charismatic, a champion, but Nakamura knows Seth Rollins and his weaknesses. Nakamura whispered in Rollins' ear, I know about your back. Nakamura says Seth Rollins' back has been broken for many years. He's in pain, and that pain lives inside of him, creating a void. Nakamura says no matter how careful he is, he's in pain. When he hugs his wife, he's in pain. When he picks up his child, he's in pain. He's a world champion, but every day he's in pain, and now his worst fears are coming true. He knows that I can break him. Nakamura says he and Rollins aren't too different. Nakamura has a void also. He said they live by that code, others do not. And in fact, that code is displayed on Rollins' back. So we see Rollins' Japanese tattoo on his back. So Nakamura says that's the very same back that's failing. Just like Rollins is failing to live by that code, his body has crumbled under the pressure of his own vanity. Are you satisfied, Seth? Nakamura says he will not be satisfied until he takes this burden from Rollins when he breaks him. Nakamura warns Seth Rollins to watch his back. So that was great. I enjoyed this. This was absolutely fucking tremendous. This was a phenomenal video package. This is what we should have gotten last week, if we're being honest. But we got it this week, and I'm fine with it. But this is very, very good shit. Very good stuff. Excellent. Excellent stuff. The only good spot on Monday Night Raw. That's not saying much. Moving on. So, Rhea Ripley versus Candice LeRae. Rhea Ripley wins via the prism submission. Just went, I think a minute and some change. So, post-match, out comes Raquel Rodriguez. So, Dominic and Rhea are laughing at Raquel. So Raquel suddenly attacks with the crutch, beating Ripley down to ringside. So Raquel brings it back in, but Ripley fights it off. So basically, Raquel kicks Rhea's ass. Raquel gets on the mic and says it's obvious she's been cleared for action. And she talked to Adam Pearce, so they'll be facing each other at Payback. And then she speaks in Spanish, and then she says that she'll take the title from Rhea. And then the two stare each other down. So, that's fine there. Moving on. Tommaso Ciampa's backstage. So he says, it's been 9 weeks since he came back to Raw, and he's had a long time to reflect on who he has become. So Ciampa recalls lying in the ring while Chad Gable celebrated 2 weeks ago, and he'd be lying if he didn't want that WWE Intercontinental Championship title shot. Ciampa said he was this close. Tommaso Ciampa says he's also the man who beat Shinsuke Nakamura, but now Nakamura's challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So Tommaso Ciampa says says that he was this close. He said he didn't come back just to be this close. He came back to be the guy, and he will become the change that he's wanted, and he'll do it all by himself. Tommaso Ciampa then sits in his chair and then walks off. Okay, that's cool there. So, as a backup, just in case Chad Gable doesn't get the job done against Gunther, my bad, it will probably be Tommaso Ciampa being the one to dethrone Gunther, just in case. Because Johnny Gargano hasn't gotten back yet, and he's been gone for weeks. He's been gone for close to 2 months. I can't remember the last time we saw Johnny Gargano. I can't remember the last time we saw Johnny. It's been, like I said, about a good 2.5 months, maybe longer. But this is fine. But all my money is on Chad Gable being the one to dethrone Gunther. Moving on. So The Miz, he said something in French. He talks about LA Knight's loss on SmackDown, and everyone is blaming him. There's no excuses on the big show. Things happen. Guys like Gunther and Roman Reigns know this. So The Miz isn't here to make friends. He goes on writing about his career and how in 20 years he'll be remembered, while LA Knight will be remembered as a flash in the pan or a trend. Miz says LA Knight is not on his level, and to prove it, he talked to Adam Pearce, and Pearce has allowed him to pick his opponent for the night. So Miz says he picked someone bigger, stronger, faster, and better than anyone LA Knight has ever faced. Miz introduces his opponent. It is Akira Tozawa. So this is fine, I guess. So The Miz, has a little off with Akira Tozawa. So LA Knight comes out, he's on commentary, gets a big pop. So Akira Tozawa wins via roll-up because The Miz was being a dumbass heel and taunting Akira Tozawa. That allowed him to be rolled up by the 1, 2, 3, the dreaded roll-up. I'm like, damn, Miz done fucked up. So this is fine, I guess. It is what it is. Moving on. So Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre backstage. So Matt Riddle's ranting about their tag team. Drew stops him and says he appreciates Matt Riddle's enthusiasm, but he's had trauma for years, and now this drama is with the Viking Raiders, so this thing just won't work. So the New Day shows up, says don't split. Didn't you hear the people out there? The New Day says Drew and Riddle showed them a tough time in the night's match, and they have a name for the team, that being Mick Riddle. The New Day, they're facing the Viking Raiders next week, but after they show them a lesson, how about a rematch? So they thank Drew and Matt Riddle for having their backs out there tonight, and they do a fist bump, and then the joke about how Riddle ruined the moment, and then the New Day walks off. Matt Riddle mentions the tag team titles and tells Drew, please don't give up on their team. Let's do this one more time. So Drew looks at Riddle and then walks off. And then Riddle says that isn't a no. I mean, that wasn't a no. So that's fine. They'll probably do the heel turn next week. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. It makes perfect sense. Drew McIntyre needs to be heel. He needs to either be feuding with Cody for a while or feuding with Seth Rollins. Those are his only two options. Either feud with Cody or feud with Seth Rollins. Those are his only options. Nothing more, nothing less. And those are two fine options anyway. I'm fine with either or he decides to choose. Moving on. So, John Cena is coming to SmackDown on September 1st, which is fine because he's supposed to be doing that live event show in India, which is coming up. So that's pretty cool there. Moving on. So, the Judgment Day, they're backstage. So, Rhea Ripley asked if Damian Priest and Finn Balor figured out who's going to be in tonight's match. Damian Priest said Finn said that he didn't trust him and that he was going to talk to JD McDonough. So Rhea says she thinks Priest doesn't trust Finn Balor. So Damian Priest is a bit surprised. Rhea's upset now. She says she gave them the chance to work it out, so now they'll do it her way. So she storms off. This leads us into Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch comes out, gets on the mic, talks about her legacy and how hers will be defined by survival, not by wins or losses or titles. Becky Lynch went on about how she's unstoppable and always fights. She says she and Trish will go in the cage, but that leaves business open with Zoe Stark. So Becky Lynch says, so she talked to Adam Pearce, and now comes Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. So Trish Stratus says it's good to be in Canada after being down with the USA holes. So then she then insults the crowd and doesn't understand their French chants. I think they were saying fuck you, Trish, in French, I believe. So, Trish Stratus says she'll win at Payback and will be the GOAT of her generation and this generation. Trish Stratus went on about how she's always killed it throughout her career. Trish Stratus said she's tired of once again having to prove herself, but in the cage we'll see a side of her we've never seen before, and Becky Lynch should be very scared because she won't win this one. And then she calls Becky a bitch. So then Becky Lynch taunts Trish Stratus, and then Becky then reveals that she's going to have a match with Zoe Stark next week, and it falls anywhere match. I'm just like, this sucks. Boo. This sucks. But I mean, I'm fine with this, I guess. So, Piper Niven, she's backstage. She made herself Chelsea Green's partner last week. So to keep the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Byron Saxton's backstage with the champs. So Chelsea Green cuts off Byron Saxton and then goes on about their chemistry. So Chelsea Green keeps talking, but Piper Niven interrupts and tells Green to go. And then Green keeps taunting to Saxton. Running to Saxton, but Piper Niven asks, did I stutter? And then she forces her to go out. So this leads us to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus KC Squared, which is Caden Carter and Katana Chance. So Piper Niven, she wins via the big crossbody for the 1-2-3. I'm fine with this. This is okay, I guess. Moving on. So Jackie Redman's backstage with Seth Rollins. She asks about Shinsuke Nakamura's comments. So Rollins interrupts. So the fans sing a song in the arena. So Rollins says Nakamura caught him off guard last week, but when he brought up his back injury, because it's not something he likes to talk about publicly, but he does have 2 fractures in his his lumbar spine, and he's been living with this injury for over 4 years, and it doesn't get better by itself. It gets worse, and he doesn't know what his end game is or how much longer he can keep doing this at this level. But that's part of the gig. So Nakamura's talking about it, taking cheap shots and playing mind games. But if Nakamura wants to bring his family into it, his wife and his daughter, and his livelihood, then he better be prepared to face him man-to-man next week. But you're not, are you, Shinsuke Nakamura? You're not even here tonight, are you? So Seth Rollins says Nakamura is in a TV studio hundreds of miles away because he's scared to face him. Seth Rollins says last week he'll give Nakamura the chance to prove he's an honorable warrior. Seth Rollins says he's not hard to find. He will be in the middle of the ring with the World Heavyweight title around his waist and dressed to the nines with the whole world singing his song and then fans singing his song. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so damn stupid. We all know that Seth Rollins is going to be wearing some form of fucking drag. Pause. Moving on. Main event. I'm not going to hold you guys up. I didn't watch it. So, JD McDonough got involved. The referee called for the DQ or whatever. So that led into a 6-man tag, which was Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes get the win. And that was it. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? This is so stupid. This is absolutely just a waste of everyone's time. So what does Cody do at Payback? What does Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn do at Payback? What do they do? Like, what's next for these guys? I don't know, man. This show just fucking sucks. What did you guys think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the end.